sometimes you see 2 and 1.
Sowers in the board, but no Merfolk Sovereign in the 75.
Right, exactly. Now with in Tim's deck, he has the standstills. So
oh, interesting.
So that's an interesting throwback there. Nick rocking the pink
hat.
on pink.
Yeah, pink hat.
We got Curse Catcher versus Curse Catcher here, turn 1.
Yeah.
The mental misstep war that we apparently missed.
Yeah, it was a quick,
Curse Catcher probably got misstep.
Yeah.
Or no, misstep resolves, and then Spagnolo attempts to cast his own Curse Catcher, which gets misstepped. Silvergill Adept reveals Mirror Reedry from Nick. And he's going to force the guy there, Silvergill Adept.
Force the guy. So
Curse Catcher gets
both
in for
guys
1
being
and a
very
second
aggressive
Curse Catcher.
very aggressive with their counter spells early in the game. Both playing very fast. I don't know what's going on, if they're both trying to play in the draft open as well. What's
Maybe.
going on?
Reedry comes down for Nick.
Revealing Coral Home Commander.
Oh, no.
It's for Tim.
Silvergill Adept revealing Coral Home for Tim. He draws his card.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I was ahead of you.
It's all right.
They're moving so fast. I'm starting to get talk real fast myself.
I mean, they're both playing fish. I mean, like, it's a pretty linear strategy at times. So now we've got a second Reedry is going to tap Silvergill Adept, and Reedry 1 is going to get in for 3.
Reedry 1. Reedry 1. Reedry 1. Getting in for 3.
Paging Reedry 1. Reedry 1 to the red zone, please. So Tim's thinking here. I believe that's a standstill I see in his hand, but it's it's a wasteland.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And a Mutavault to level the Coral Helm Commander. Pink Spagnolo about to Nick Spagnolo about to take us here. Sorry, it's a Freudian slip that I did on purpose, so it wasn't a Freudian slip at all. Now I am proudly wearing the pink hat.
If Freud was a master of puns, then it would in fact be a Freudian slip. We've got a Mistress Factory from Nick.
Guy's slowing down a little bit here.
Yeah.
And he adds a Silvergill Adept to the board, revealing Lord of Atlantis.
And that's going to tap the
Silvergill Adept on Tim's side.
Yep.
Top deck Tim Landale. Let me see if he lives up to that name in this match. We've heard that he possibly deserved that name for his performance in a Grand Prix not long ago. Nate Pease told us about his Grand Prix win and how he top decked in that as well. We just brought it to the forefront yesterday when he top decked in a Splinter Twin off of a Deceiver Exarch that he just kind of played for utility.
Mm-hmm. We've got Nick attacking here for 6 with 2 Mirror Reedries.
What's that factory taps for? Did he? No.
I really don't know.
Is it possible the factory's attacking as well, and he like untapped something?
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know.
I just didn't see.
Oh wait, stupid. Reedry triggers twice. He untapped one of his lands and tapped the Silvergill Adept from playing.
Right, that's what I thought.
That's
so,
right. Two Reedry triggers. My fault.
So it's not attacking.
Not
right?
attacking. No.
It just happens to be untapped from the Silvergill.
That is a really fun interaction, by the way, with the Merfolk deck. Is that when you have 2 Reedries out, you can basically play all your 2-drops for free.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have 2-drops, you can just keep chaining them together. So he's going to double block to take out 1 Reedry, which is probably a good thing for him, and then he's going to take 3.
So he goes to 9, unless he went to 12. But. So I believe Wasteland Force is his hand right now. Under some pressure, but he did manage to take out that 1 Reedry, as you said. It was pretty big deal.
And he's going to Wasteland the Mistress Factory there. Landale will Wasteland Nick's Mishra's Factory, I should be more specific. Nick is going to cast a Lord of Atlantis and then chain it into another Lord of Atlantis. Now attacking with the Reejerey and the... yep, that'll do it. Reejerey and Silver Girl Adept, get in there. Now we can imagine that... interesting that Tim does not have Luan in his sideboard, whereas Nick has 2 Luan, and 2 Luan will absolutely come in here. Threads of Disloyalty could quite possibly come in as well. Sower seems likely. Force of Will in the sideboard, that's really interesting. Force of Will is possible. Submerge is obviously useless. Tormod's Crypt useless. Relative Protect is useless. Hydro Blast useless. So, Spell Pierce probably not going to happen. So, probably Force of Will, Sower, Threads, Luan coming in for Nick. Who's, let's see, Nick's on the draw, so he probably will side out the Dazes.
Seems good, yep.
And that will give him room for the 2 Luans, a Sower or a Threads or a Force, whatever one he feels is best for him in this match here. Spell Pierces will probably come out too for the other Force and the Sower. So there we go. So that's probably a sideboard plan here. Takes out the 3 Dazes, takes out the 2 Spell Pierces. I love talking about a deck I actually know how to sideboard with.
Awesome.
And then
yeah, you've played this deck a lot.
Yeah. with Tim, Tim has a Sower, which will probably come in. The 2 Jites will come in for him too. Tim would probably take out the 3 Standstills for the 2 Dazes and the Sower, or for the 2 Jites and the Sower. My fault. Because Standstill, obviously they're both applying pressure. They both have Vial, so Standstill seems a little redundant here for Tim, or maybe a little counterproductive. So there we go. So that, I think it's the first time I've ever named 2 players' sideboard plans in a match, and I've been almost 99% confident in my assessment. So
yeah, I just figured I'd let you take over that, because Merfolk is a deck you've played. Actually, you probably played it a lot more than any other Legacy deck right now, right?
Yeah, because I've had it together a lot more, and I hate playing with proxies. Like, if I'm going to play a deck,
here.
I like to have the cards for that deck.
Absolutely.
So
I only proxy if I'm like missing 1 card or something. I'm like, all right, I got most of the deck. I'm getting this card. It's not in the mail yet or something.
Right. And I did that with thank you. I did that with Team America just because I was eager to try it.
Yeah.
And I knew I was building it. You know what I mean? It wasn't
Right.
like one of those things where I was just like playing some decks for fun. I knew I was going to build the deck, so I went ahead and
Proxied it up.
Yeah.
Okay, now, like, when we were building those, like you were playing Merfolk, I had Team America, Bug Control built. Right around the time of Memphis, Drew Levin had to face, playing Bug Control, had to face off against Alex Bertoncini in the top 8. Alex obviously playing Merfolk.
Right.
And Drew told us about the matchup between Merfolk and Team America, which we'll get to possibly after this game.
We've got a turn 1 Vial here from Tim.
And it gets
That's
Force of Will.
going to get forced exiling a Curse Catcher there. Daze is going to come down in response, and Vial resolves. Mutavault from Nick. Tim puts a counter on his Vial, draws a card. He draws a Mental Misstep. Here's Tim's Island again from the first time. So Nick's going to crash in for 2 with the Mutavault. It appeared as though Tim elected to not put a counter on his Vial that time, or missed it, either one. He drew a card there off the guy, the Silver Gill Adept. Here comes Nick, back in for 2 with the Mutavault. He's got a Mishra's Factory there to back it up, which is relevant. His Mutavault while it is a merfolk and that is relevant, is also an assembly worker. And that is a cute interaction that can also do pretty well for you. There we go. I wonder if Tim did not realize that that was also a... there you go. Well, you got to learn these things somewhere, and unfortunately under the lights of the feature match...
Mutabolt's an assembly worker, so I just pumped my Mutabolt with my Mistress Factory. That's something I didn't realize either, but Alex Bertoncini clued me in on that one.
He doesn't seem to be very happy with that
yeah, I know.
interaction there. Maybe this is a deck Tim has
it.
not very much experience with. I mean, he could possibly be borrowing it for this event.
I think he said he was.
Yeah. So,
when I talked to him yesterday.
Yes, he probably didn't see that. Well, I guess he knows that now, right? And going forward, he'll be able to use that to his advantage. So, Coral Helm Commander comes down, leveled twice. Comes down from the Mutavault, leveled twice off of the lands.
You mean from the Ether Vial?
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Marrow Regery from Spagnolo.
It resolves. He's gonna tick up. Okay, so he ticks up the vial to 3. Tim does. Tim draws his card for the turn. It is an island, so he can actually cast his Lord of Atlantis now too. So he can go ahead and, if he wants, he can attempt to cast Lord of Atlantis. He can level up his Coral Helm Commander again with the Mutavault, and he can vial in a 3-drop if he has one. In terms of like sequencing with this deck, like you want to definitely vial in, if you've got your vial on 3 and you have a Regery in hand, you definitely want to vial in your Regery before you cast any Merfolk, so you can use the Regery's ability straight away.
Right. Untap things, yeah.
Yeah, you can untap Aether Vial with Mara Regery, which is fun. Really fun. Oh man, there's so many I mean, for a creature deck, you can just chain so much stuff together just with Vial and Regery.
Yeah, Merfolk is a deck that I'm tempted to play with just because of those awesome interactions. What are you laughing at? What happened?
Why was there he was holding a Lawan in his hand for a second there. He set it aside. I wonder why. What was that?
I didn't see what you were talking about.
Tim was holding a Lawan. He put it back off camera. Tim doesn't have Lawan in his sideboards.
Right. I don't know.
So I wonder where that came from.
Yeah, me too.
So Mara Regery comes in from this is like I was saying. Mara Regery off the vial. Lord of Atlantis casts
off of
he's going to daze. You could force him to pay here.
Right.
Which he could. He's going to pay. Which will slow down. He's going to use that extra mana. Yeah. Or slow down his chain. I mean, because if he had the 2 mana, he could have even played another Merfolk, perhaps. But he goes ahead and levels up, and he attacks in with the, now, I believe, 5/5 Coral Helm Commander. If Nick casts Lawan, Summer of Temptation's good too. That'll probably take Lord of Atlantis. Because you definitely don't want your opponent to have Island Walk when you're playing in a Merfolk Mirror match.
Yeah.
And he packs him up.
Yeah.
That's game 2.
All right, so Tim manages to pull that one out, even though he wasn't, seemed to take a little bit of a hit from that Mishra's Factory interaction. So going back on the play, Spagnolo made one of the dazes back.
Mm-hmm.
Did we see any dazes from him? We saw a daze just now. Wasn't that was Spagnolo? He kept the dazes in.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Okay.
remember he dazed Tim and made him pay it with the mutable.
That's true. Okay, so Nick doesn't board out the dazes on the play, or on the draw. Some people do, because sometimes you're just...
Right, I've heard that.
Yeah, sometimes you're just very far behind, you know what I mean?
Right. You don't want to... Yeah, you're already behind a land drop just by going second, and then you don't want to return lands to your hand, set yourself back further if you don't have to.
Right, especially against a deck like Merfolk. Like, they can curve out, you know what I mean? Like, and they just do it a turn later.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the main thing you'd want to daze, I think, against Merfolk, other than, like, some of the obvious things, when you're on the draw, like, you kind of wish you could daze an Aethervine. But, I mean, you have mental misstep in that situation. So it almost makes it, I don't know.
Unfortunately for Nick, he did not have mental misstep for the turn 1 vial in that game.
No, he did not.
He tried to force it, which got dazed.
Right.
So there you see the power of mental misstep. If it had been there, he would have been able to force the daze. What's that?
So we got some funny quotes here on Twitter. Satyr Matt tweets, "Oh, cool! The Edgar Flores Open is in Florida this week." And then shortly after that, Megan Holland, MTGmom.com, posts a quote from Edgar Flores. It says, "Can you change the top 8 profile questions, at least for me? I'm tired of answering the same ones each week."
Yeah.
Magic players, if you sign up for standard win boxes for 4, please come to the stage.
He should just have a printout.
Players, if you sign up for...
They give him the questions. He's like, here it is. Here.
Yeah,
Hold on,
no.
I have one in my bag. Hold on. Just copies.
He should just answer all the questions, Control P, Control P, Control P, Control P,
Yeah.
Control P.
Why? Control print. You mean Control V? You're trying to say
Yes.
paste?
Yes, I'm saying paste. I was using P, whatever.
I don't know what's wrong, but every time I try to paste this, it doesn't work. But a blank page comes out of my printer.
That's one of the best tech support questions ever.
Yeah, call tech support. Every time I try to I'm trying to copy paste this deck list.
That's called PEBCAC, by the way. The code for using for that sort of problem and a tech support line is PEBCAC, which stands for Problem Exists Between Chair and Keyboard.
I've never heard that before.
Which means it's the
Obviously,
user
yeah.
being an idiot.
Can you
So
explain that a little bit further? I don't understand.
sure. Okay, never mind. We have a match.
We do. So, Nick on the play this time goes with turn 1, Aether Vial. Mental misstep from Tim. Mental misstep back from Nick.
And that was a bad miss. Step.
So both players at 18. Landale, turn 1, Aether Vial. It resolves. Nick ticks up his vial, passes the turn back. Tim ticks up his vial. So no land drop from Nick, no second land drop. Tim, on the other hand, breaks serve. Plays his second island. Kind of considering his play here.
Merfolk's one of those awesome decks where you can keep a one-lander with a vial. Mm-hmm. If you have the counter magic to get that vial to stick, you can still be good.
Mm-hmm. So Tim passes a turn back. Nick ticks up his vial to 2. Still doesn't appear to have a second land drop.
He has a wasteland.
Is that what he has?
Yeah, he has a wasteland. Nick has a wasteland.
Oh, there it is. Okay. and he vials in a Coral Helm Commander and levels it twice. Tim ticks his vial up to 2. Guys seem to be having a heck of a lot of fun over there. Everybody laughing and smiling.
JBL's hanging out.
Yep. Jacob Van Lunen in the background.
Finally got to meet him today.
Oh, did you get to talk to him? I didn't even talk to him.
For a few minutes. He's playing Cephalid Breakfast apparently.
Yeah, I know Flores loves that list. So, a Coral Helm Commander of his own for Tim Landale, and he's got more mana to level it higher. Nick vials in a Silvergill Adept. Vials in Silvergill Adept, and then looked like he ticked it up to 3. And
or he took the vial.
Yeah, and then played then leveled his Coral Helm Commander and swung in. So level 4 Coral Helm Commander is a 4/4. Tim should be at 14 now. Looks like Tim did not check his vial up. I only see 2 counters on it.
Well, that allows him to cast a 3-drop and a 2-drop this turn. He can vial in the Silvergill Adept, still get the card, but you don't have to reveal a Merfolk. A lot of strange little nuances with the Merfolk deck. And now he plays a 3-drop here. Yep, Regery comes down. Does Nick let that happen? Let's see. Missing 3 counters on that guy. So this is a 4/4. Tim attacks with a 4/4 Coral Helm Commander. A 4/4 due to the Mirror Regery and not the 4th level counter.
Right. Not yet leveled to a Lord status.
Lawan gets vialed in, and now he can still vial in his Merfolk.
Right,
but it's almost no. There's almost no coming back from that.
Right. When she comes into play, all the blue creatures on your opponent's side return to their hand, and your opponents can't play blue creature spells. So, Vial is the only way to realistically get any creatures, any Merfolk back into play. That's huge. Unless Tim has some kind of answer for Lawan, which is unlikely. I'm taking a look at Tim's list here. He can't play Sower of Temptation.
Only thing he could do would be to hard cast Submerge, but I
That's
doubt
what I was
that
thinking.
he needs 5 land to do that. He only has 3.
Right.
And I doubt that he
even brought it in.
Right.
Unless he was really bringing it in for Lawan. But that's a stretch, trying to be like, yeah, I'm going to hard cast Submerge.
And that is where Dismember shines above Submerge in the Merfolk sideboard. I know I said that like I've mentioned it a bunch of times before today, but I haven't.
I think you mentioned it yesterday, though.
I may have, but I'm seriously considering Dismember over Submerge. I only own 1 Dismember right now, so right now my sideboard is 1 Dismember, 2 Submerge. And I think that number will go to 3 and 0 as time goes on. So Tim keeping his Violet 2 proves to be useful there because he gets an extra card off of the Silvergill Adept. But he's not going to get quite there.
So, in 3 games, Nick Spagnolo takes it. Merfolk mirror match.